interoperability as your North Star, I think was a quote that was pulled from one of your recent investments or
Mm,
investment articles where it talked about that $7 million raise. Congrats on that. But
thank you.
interoperability as in total, your thoughts on if we can make that happen in games.
Yeah, it's my favorite topic, honestly, because I've seen a lot of controversy, especially on Twitter, of people, hardcore gamers, saying it's a pipe dream and a delusion to think that you could take things between games. And people tend to latch on to the very specific example of how would you take your Tomb Raider skin into Call of Duty. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the main one I've seen thrown around and bounced around. You wouldn't. Like that is silly. It just takes thinking about things a bit differently, though. In our mind, interoperability in our world, without getting too specific on the project, comes down to a few things. We think that there are a lot of blockchains out there, and it's not going to be one blockchain, right? There can be lots of blockchains, and so you need to be able to bring your pet, your assets, your experiences between those blockchains. So that's really important to us where it comes to interoperability, and it's why we're supporting multiple blockchains. Secondly, data itself, the metadata, needs to be reinterpretable. So, in our case, our cats, we think they're really cute. They're fluffy. They look adorable. Not everyone wants that vibe. And so, if you were to take our cat and bring it into the sandbox, it should look like a voxel cat. If you bring it into Minecraft, it should look like a pixel cat, and so on. Anime cats, black and white cats, 2D cats, text cats. And so, our metadata is rich and specific, one of one to pet, and we want other developers to reinterpret that metadata if they so choose, or use our assets if they want to. That's fine too. But I think reinterpretable data is the key to being able to take things between experiences. So there's underlying stuff that you don't have to make it look like ours to support the fact that it's stripes with big eyes and pointy ears and a pink nose, or heterochromatic eyes. You can do all that in any art style and still be supporting that underlying metadata. So that's really important to us as well. And the lack of walled gardens, open standards are probably the most important thing. It's why we're building this as an open standard, because even though it sounds very hippie, from a business standpoint, we make a bigger market for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
When we could all work together, then metaverses, or whatever you want to call them, become possible because we can all collaborate.
Yeah, so you have these, like you mentioned, walled gardens. I think there's like obviously an ethos within the blockchain and Web3 space of like, I'm gonna found Sandbox or I'm gonna found Nifty Island. They're gonna be relatively open, but right now we're constrained by the technology of what we have right now. You guys did have that partnership with Nifty Island where you're gonna be able to bring in the Petaverse cats into that. Do you have to set up like incentives with each different project when you say like, hey, why don't you take some of your time and build something where we can pull in a Petaverse cat into your, platform? What incentives do they need from that side, or should there be any at all?
I think there are lots of ways to think about it. I think the reaction we've had from announcing is that lots and lots of these companies want to work with us because they're looking for content and ways to grow these experiences. And so, on the one hand, they don't even really need to talk to us. It's metadata. Like we can, on the flip side, we want to support other NFT projects like CryptoKitties, for example. I want you to be able to tell us you own a CryptoKitty, and I want to make you a Petaverse cat based on your CryptoKitty.
Ooh,
The
that sounds like
metadata
a
is
little
reinterpretable.
alpha. There's Animoca
Yeah,
Brands as one of your investors. That sounds like
no, no,
alpha.
no. But I mean, so well, yeah. So it could be them. It could be cool cats. It could be a Bored Ape. The metadata is out there. That's what's cool about Web3, right? Is we can create something new. But what's really cool is collaborations and figuring out really interesting ways to bring these pets into those experiences. But all of it is in support of this sort of long-term vision that we want your pet to be able to go with you wherever you want to go.